So the AM Compact Touch, kind of a funky little keyboard. It's kind of tantalizing because I think I could probably leverage it in order to increase the efficiency in my productivity. Now for you, productivity might be something along the lines of, I don't know, spreadsheets, creative tasks like CAD modeling. For me specifically, it's photo editing and video editing, and I want to know if this could probably speed that up. And a big reason why I think the AM Compact Touch is a good contender is because of this, the touchpad. But before we even get into that, let's take a look at my current setup. Now this is the F1.8X, my baby, my current productivity workhorse. And the big reason why is because of these arrow keys. I know, shocker, whoa. But here's the problem. See all of this movement? For some people that's a minimal amount of movement and it's no big deal. But when you think about it and you're a total freak like me, over time, that little bit of movement really slows you down. You do it over and over and over again and you've lost countless minutes. Oh God, I'm a freak. But you've lost countless minutes to what could have been a faster finished product. So I thought maybe I could try something else. So I tried the Salvation, a 60%, something I use for productivity often for shorter projects. Now using layers, while easy, it wasn't exactly as efficient as I thought because I ended up having to use my right hand or my left hand was still moving. So I threw in the Voice Mini, a little tiny macro pad. And well, there's less movement, but at the end of the day, there's still movement. And I know this is picky, this is stupid, it's a tiny bit of movement, but again, the tiny things do matter sometimes. So here is the AM65 less. Now, I'll be honest, I really wanted to not like this keyboard and I really wanted to think that this touchpad was going to be stupid, but it's not. So while I'm not really a fan of the pseudo HHKB layout, I am a huge fan of the touchpad. It's so intuitive, so easy to use, and genuinely, if it didn't lose those two controls at both ends of the keyboard, I think that this would be a really easy keyboard to use for longer projects. No problem. Honestly, I could totally end the video here. Yep, you lose control, but you get this really easy to use touchpad in return. And not only that, but it works really freaking well. But there is a problem. This keyboard is more than just the touchpad. It's a whole keyboard with a whole price. So you can't just buy this keyboard because of the touchpad. Everything else has to meld with you and your workflow. And for me, well, let's just get into it. Feel-wise, it's whatever. It's got a little bit of flex and bounce to it, but honestly, it's not that configurable and it's not nearly as flexible as marketing would lead you to believe. Yeah, it feels fine, but honestly, it's nothing special. And the sound, well, stock, it's okay. It's still got that really foamy sound and yeah, it sounds decent, but my other keyboards don't cost as much and I love how they sound and even feel better. Now, of course, it's totally tunable and both of these things are preference, but at the end of the day, for me, it just doesn't hit those spots. However, even though those specific aspects of the keyboard are not my kind of thing, it has a whole slew of other features that I think most would like. The wireless connectivity is fantastic, the RGB is solid, although I personally keep it off, and again, it has that touchpad. That touchpad is fantastic. And the aesthetics? This is one of the most beautiful keyboards I have had the pleasure of looking at. It's so consistent, it's beautiful, and I don't really have anything to complain about other than the fact that it doesn't have split backspace, but that's my specific model, not with the actual keyboard. You can buy it with a split backspace. And also this little engraving on the back is really gross. It's customizable, but honestly, I'm not a huge fan of what they gave me. So yeah, now can I end the video? No. Because here's the problem. It doesn't matter if I can edit faster with it. It doesn't matter if it's the fastest keyboard that I own in terms of my workflow. At the end of the day, I didn't really enjoy using it all that much, and that's kind of a preference thing. This is specific to me. So yes, I am faster with it, but the problem is if I'm not gonna reach for it when I do edit, then what's the point of me even owning it, right? I mean, part of having a good workflow and a good setup is the fact that you enjoy it and it's something that you kind of want to come back to. If everything was about efficiency, then nothing would be fun and you wouldn't want to go back to your tasks in the first place, unless your life kind of depended on it. And in some cases, well, that is kind of true. But in my case, not necessarily. And I think that was kind of like my main takeaway here with this keyboard is that, yeah, it's a tool that lets you work faster and it's really good. But if you don't enjoy it, what's the point of owning it? And I think that goes for the rest of your productivity setup as well. Instead of aiming to have the most efficient, the most productive work setup ever, maybe you should aim to make something that is, yes, still efficient, but something that you also enjoy to use. I love using my F1 and I love using my Salvation, and that's what makes editing so painless. I mean, there's a lot of things that I still don't like about editing, and both keyboards are imperfect, but at the end of the day, because I do enjoy using them, the tasks themselves become much more enjoyable, and I am much more likely to come back at them with a fresh mind and a creative state, because I'm not struggling to use something that I don't enjoy using. Now, for some of you, this keyboard might be that complete opposite. You would love using it, you love how it sounds, you love how it feels, and everything else is kind of perfect about it for you. If that's you, more power to you. I can highly recommend this keyboard. It's freaking fantastic even for the price. But if you're an enthusiast who is used to using all of the kinds of keyboards that I tend to use, this keyboard might be a bit of a skip, even with its beautiful aesthetics and wonderful utility. And yeah, that's just kind of how I feel about the keyboard. Really freaking good, but at the end of the day, you gotta use what you enjoy. So yeah. Sorry about the hiatus, guys. It's been a while. Moving in and doing all this stuff has been kind of a trip for me. I'm really hoping to put out more videos soon. It's been kind of tough finding that kind of time, but I still really enjoy the fact that you guys are here and hanging in. I really do appreciate you. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.